Well, good morning, everybody. In my mind, in my mind, this is Thursday, but it's not. It's Wednesday. So even though I feel like this week needs to press on, it's really. Oh, thank you for the circle. I didn't. We got to work on that circle thing too for my other videos. I need you to put my circle on Camtasia. That's for another discussion, I guess. But thank you for the circles. You're so talented, Mr. Jamie.
Thank you.
You're so very talented and even trying to be sarcastic. So I don't want you to feel like I'm being sarcastic because I'm not. You are very talented. The Lord gave me you for a reason. Let me take my time. Let me take a little time to say thank you for the help that the Lord has sent me. Yes, you've been my help and I appreciate you. I want you to know that. I want you to know that openly and amongst everybody on this here YouTube channel that I appreciate you. Yes, and all that you try to do for me.
Mhm.
And I say try to do because sometimes I don't let you do, but you be
Mm,
trying to do.
yeah, thank you.
Always, always, always. Thank you so much. And I probably don't say that enough, but I always want you to know that even if I'm not saying it enough, I do appreciate you. All right. Not I don't appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's two different things.
It
You know,
is. And I
it's two
caught the
different things. It's two different things. Because appreciate you is like really like, oh, I
right.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
That's one thing. But I
yeah.
appreciate you is a different level.
Another level. Absolutely.
Different level. Different level. Okay? Different level. All righty. So now that we've gotten, I'll say got that out the way. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can go ahead and start our Wednesday morning. It's almost the end of the month, Jamie. It is like a day away.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
this year went by kind of quick.
It really did. And when I think about the things that I really set out this year to accomplish, I was re-looking at my goals and I accomplished some of them, but not all of them. And that for me is a biggie. But I think I'm gonna do something different next year. I think this year I'm gonna set my goals in like quarters. I've read the book, The 12-Week Year, and I think I'm gonna go back to that book again because when you set your goals in quarterly goals, it keeps it a lot closer to you. And then you have to do something every week. When you got a yearly goal, you don't feel like you need to start really pushing for it till September comes, but half the year gone by then. So I think I'm going to revisit that 12-week year book again. And ooh, that sounds like I hear some YouTube. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do that. Maybe I will guide our community through some of that too. Anyway, I'm just rambling on and know I'm gonna run out of time. So go ahead and start.
Yeah, I had just told one of my friends about that's what I was planning on doing for next year is changing everything to business quarters. It just made more sense.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And I think it'll keep me on track better too.
so
Hmm.
definitely
Yeah.
agree with that. For our Asian market, it is mixed. And the Nikkei is the only one that is up 0.96%. All of Europe is down currently. All right, because their government delivered their budget and everything went on ahead and route. We're down overall, but everything is down mostly negligibly, in my opinion. Um, the Russell 2K is down the most, and then the VIX is up 3.46% to 20.01. Just to be aware for some of us who look at the tech stocks, the super micro, they had been popping up on people's radar. If you recall, they had a little kerfluffle recently when they had an issue with the auditing. There was some red flags being raised with the auditing. And so I guess the auditor who was involved with that resigned and super micro shares plunged. Also, for those of you who trade Eli Lilly, which I actually do, their stock tumbled 10% after they missed estimates and slashed their profit guidance, their forward guidance. On the other hand, Alphabet shares increased because of the cloud revenue. And I would literally say to anybody, expect that to be a refrain, period, because the cloud is where everything is happening. So that's something to be aware of. And the question is always, and I talked about this a couple of days ago, they're always asking if Bitcoin will reach $1 million in 2025. And if you trade Coinbase, Riot, I believe Clean Spark might be in there too. There's a list of Bitcoin, Bitcoin offshoots that might be impacted by that. So be aware of those. Lilly reported today before the open, along with Caterpillar and Humana, ADP as well. After the close today, Microsoft is reporting along with Meta, Coinbase, who I just mentioned as well, Robinhood, Etsy, Riot, and Roku, Starbucks as well, is also going to be reporting. I do trade Carvana, so I always forget about them when they're do earnings. I don't trade them as much, but tomorrow morning, Uber is reporting. Peloton is still popping up on people's radars. Quite frankly, I'm still surprised they're in business, but that's just me. We still got ConocoPhillips in terms of the gas sector, if you will. On Friday before open, Chevron and Exxon are both going to be reporting anyway. You got Estee Lauder. Some of us trade EL, so they're in the mix as well for Thursday before market open. Kellanova, so Tony the Tiger, is going to be reporting before the market on Thursday. After the close, you got Amazon, Apple, and Intel all reporting after the close on Thursday. I would expect there to be something going on Friday in terms of, I ain't saying guaranteed volatility, but I'm just saying don't be surprised if there's something going on Friday as it relates to that. United States still is down here reporting, and I've been hearing plenty of commercials about some stuff that they trying to get taken care of as well. So here we go. Today is the 30th. So at 8:15 today was a red folder, ADP, non-farm employment change. The other red folder was advanced GDP quarter over quarter, as well as the advanced GDP price index quarter over quarter, which was a orange folder. Right, 10 o'clock, depending home sales, orange folder, and the crude oil inventories, orange folder. So according to Forex Factory, that is all that will be dropped in the mix. But we all know that's not the end of the story. It never is when investing.com is involved. All right. So over here in investing.com, we have, so we got the 30-year MBA mortgage applications week over week, 1 star, MBA purchase index, and the mortgage market index, along with the mortgage refinance index, are all 1 stars. And then we have the core PCE prices, 2 stars over here. GDP quarter over quarter for quarter 3 was 3 stars, 2 stars for the GDP price index quarter over quarter for quarter 3, but 1 star for the GDP sales for quarter 3 and 1 star for the PCE prices for quarter 3. Real consumer spending for quarter 3 was 1 star over here. All that occurred this morning. Pending home sales is coming up, 2 stars. The pending home sales index for September, and that first one is a month over month for September is 2 stars. The pending home sales index for September is 1 star, and then our crude oil inventories over here is 3 stars. We also have the EIA refinery crude runs, the crude oil imports, both of those are 1 star. That's about a half an hour. That's coming up. The Cushing crude oil inventories is 2 stars. With that, as well as the distillate fuel production, EIA weekly distillate stocks, gasoline production, heating oil stockpiles, and the EIA refinery weekly refinery utilization rates week over week. All of those are 1 stars with the gasoline inventories. Rounding that out. All right. And it looks like that is the last one. So outside of earnings, there may not be anything that is what I would say too heavy that's going on, but there may be enough to cause a couple of problems. I don't know what's going on with our listener over there, but
I pushed the button trying to get change it, and then it put it on the screen. I was like, "What are you doing?"
um,
Yeah, we
so
do need him to have mercy all the time.
guys, we got that. So we are, for the most part, I guess you could say, out of the woods after 1 o'clock today, in terms of the major things that are being reported. But we all know that there's the possibility that something can come up and be reported and cause an issue. So, you ready to do Mancini numbers? You sure?
Yes, I am. Oh, you this yours? Go ahead. Go ahead. This you put that. Go ahead. Why'd I do it if you didn't need me to? Is that the same thing as for today?
So for
Hello.
for two, SPX has been a huge flag with 58.28 mid pivot magnet. Yesterday, I was looking for a rally up the range to 58.46, 58.55 and higher, and we hit 58.56. Let's see, 58.46, yeah, 58.55 and higher, and we hit 58.56 overnight. The plan today, deeply complex chop. 58.28, 58.19 is supports. As long as we're above 58.46, 58.55, 58.60 are targets. If 58.19 fails, sell to 58.02. Sell to 58.02.
I do have I think what I have is an update. Oh no, it said the same thing. Sale below 58.18 to 58.02. I think that's no, I think I got a little bit different because he put another one out after that. He put another one out. So I will also swing over here. It's very similar, except for just an updated version of, after that one came out, after the market opened, then he put something out. Very similar.
Now, you
Uh,
saw how I was trying to give it to her. She was
I
pushing.
know. And I
And it
was saying I was ready, but I was shocked that you had it on the screen already. I was like, "Oh, he
was,
got something up here."
Vince.
Anyway, no shock where we are to start in SPX has posted for 3 days. 58.28 is the mid pivot point or the magnet for 2 weeks. I was looking for a rally to the range top of 58.54 and it hit. Now we're at 58.28 again. No change. 58.28 is weak. 58.18 is support. You must hold it to keep 58.46 and 55 plus alive. If it gets below 58.18, it's going to sell to 58.02. XSP numbers 586 on the call credit spread side and 580 on the put credit spread side. All right, that's what I had for there. I also wanted, while we're still here, to go and look at you're going to chart, I think you're going to chart Google, but I wanted to look at what could be a possible trade for the week. Today's Wednesday, so we like, iron condors that'll enter on Wednesday and close on Friday. AMD has popped up on here. Didn't AMD have earnings last night? AMD had earnings yesterday after market closed, and it is on the list for iron condor with this week's expiration 148 and 157.5, and so is XLE. I think I mentioned XLE to our community yesterday. It is still on the list for an iron condor, but if we look at AMD, 148 and 157.5. Okay, 148 and 157.5. I was trying to get in here so I can Janae, did you ever get signed up for the alerts? You can see these alerts, the trend spread alerts as well as the one DTE alerts. You can pay where it goes, where it's at alerts.usepeakbot.com, and that's $5 a week to do that. This AMD one, I'm trying to get the chart open so I can, oh, here we go. Just look at it here while that opens. You can look at it. Oh, AMD had a big old gap down. Oh, so I bet all the semis went with it too, didn't they? Are all the semiconductors down like this? For those who are watching semiconductors, I bet everybody fell off because AMD fell off. Got a big old gap here that is now going to be in need of a filling. Cool. I'm glad to hear that, Janae. Because I believe that you, as well as the others in the community, I mean, for $5 a week, if it points you to a trade that's going to get you at least $5 more in premiums, then it's worth that $5, right? That's definitely a low barrier if it's from a cost standpoint. Not saying that anybody's $5 is not important, just saying that I believe to have a top of the line somewhere to point you, because it's going to, if it saves you 5 minutes worth of time, then it's going to be worth the $5, right? But that can help us look at what would be a good candidate for an iron condor at any given time, then I think it's worth it. Okay. So that's AMD. It said we had 157.5, which is really like in the middle here where all this support is. This is a 30-minute chart. And then 148 is the bottom, which would put you right down here where this went down and stopped. Okay, so I was still getting, let's go look at AMD to see what would the money look like. Show me the money. Show me the money. Okay, 148 was what I said on the bottom. 147, 148 is paying $26, $28. Let's go ahead and, so one spread down here. 147, 148, AMD 147, 148 PCS. And I said 157.5, I believe I said. Now, this is a 2.5. So actually, I can go back and do two of the 147, 148s because I'm going to do a 2.5 on the top. So I might as well utilize my good collateral. So that's $56 for the bottom, right? Two of the 28s is going to give us $56. And then 157.5 is going to pay us another $32, $33. So 56 plus 33, that's about $100 for a 2.5 spread. Yep, and 157.5, 160 call credit spread. Total received about $100, right? 56 plus 33 puts us at what, $99? I got 99 problems. No, nobody's with me. Jamie, you're not with me on the 99 problems?
I've been trying to eliminate mine. I think I'm down to 89. So
You down to 89.
yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so now you got 89 problems, no longer 99 problems. We'll take it. We'll take it. Okay, so that was what I saw for XLE. I already have XLE going inside of our sim. Actually, some of these ones that are in our sim are probably ready to be closed. This was our sim trades. It looks like everything's profitable except triple M. Looks like the 3M is in the money. It's the iron condor that I got. I think I got that off of our list. One side of it looks like it's breached, and so is this Ross iron condor. has a 141 put credit spread. It looks like it's breached as well. So, active trading means once it gets past your 2x or 3x, then they get closed because, here we are Wednesday. So you got another day, maybe give it till Thursday to give it some more time for it to turn around. But it looks like that UNH trade looks like it's doing okay. That was another one that was on the iron condor list. XLE is here. It's still, 50-cent profitable, $2 profitable. We'll take that. TJ Maxx. I think I did almost all the iron condors that was from our list this week too. Okay. Jamie, I'm gonna turn it back over to you. I don't think, let me see if there's anything else I had that I needed to talk about inside of nothing more except for the chart and trade is still open. Chart and trade is open. We're starting on 11/11. If you are a part of chart and trade, you should be seeing your emails. You should have joined the Facebook group by now. You should be seeing what's happening inside that group and engaging with the community. We're starting on 11/11. I sent an email that talked about what the schedule is going to look like. What does that include as we go forward? Looks like we're at $73 is the price at this point. So if you are one who is like, I'm just going to wait till the last minute, okay, you're going to have to get in line with these prices and it could potentially be up, and away because it's going to add a dollar. Oh, goodness. It's going to add a dollar all the way up. All right. Okay. Jamie, anything else from me? I don't think I got anything else from me. I like that AMD trade. All right. I'm giving it back to you, Jack.
Okay, Jill, thank you. Um, this is Alphabet that we are currently looking at, and let me see. Obviously, we have the big gap up here, and we're gonna mark this buyer's gap. Buyers push that all the way up. I'm telling y'all, man, anytime you hear about the cloud, that's something that is not going away. It's too late. If anything, it ain't gonna
Not
do nothing.
only that, I mean, I think, oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Not only that, but you got to keep in mind that this whole AI race space is heating up, right? When you got all these major companies that are putting significant money into creating AI agents that are going to do and replace some of the jobs that people have, this is that whole all that goes into the same arena, right? AI is not only going to be used for the repetitive type of jobs, but AI is being, I mean, the AI now is really being trained and such to really engage like a person would engage.
Yep.
So you can't just say, well, because my job is going to be this and that. AI can't take it. Don't fall for that, right? Definitely, you want to always be thinking about what is your next move, what's your pivot, because these companies are looking at, if I got an AI that's going to answer the phone, they ain't going to call in sick, they ain't going to need no benefits, that AI ain't going to need no sick days, ain't going to need no vacation time, ain't going to need a retirement, all the things that you would get. So definitely always be thinking about that.
Yeah. I was going to say from a standpoint of data infrastructure, between AI and anything related to the metaverse, for example, all of that stuff is data intensive. I think people might, look at
Yeah.
the setup of it and say, "Oh, that's going to cost X amount of dollars to set it up." But when it comes to things like the cloud, it's all about the maintenance and the continuing use of it. So you still got to keep. I mean, Google is giving you 15 gigabytes of data with every email address. That data is being housed somewhere. and you get to have an unlimited
Mhm.
number of email addresses. You literally can have 1,000 email addresses, which is 15 gigs time 1,000. So
Mhm.
that is being stored somewhere, and so is
Mhm.
so once you start adding the metaverse and all these other cloud-based things to it, the data side of it is it's no surprise that it's video games are now everything is happening in the cloud. Video
Mhm.
cloud play cloud-based video games is not a thing of the future. It is already happening. It's here. It's what they're doing.
Mhm.
So
I was telling my students here too that the ones, I mean, you hear plenty of people talking about they're going to go into cybersecurity, which cybersecurity is definitely a thing that's necessary and it will continue to be. But even in addition to that, what I've said to the students here is the data management piece is not going away either because all of these companies are collecting data and all of this data has to be housed, like you're saying, has to be housed, has to be, manipulated, has to be sorted, has to be done with. I mean, something has to happen to this data. So to work with the ability to manage data and to manage these data centers or whatever goes along with that, which I'm sure it's more than what I'm saying it is. But that's not just like cybersecurity isn't going anywhere. This data management isn't going anywhere.
nah. Another thing with the cloud that people, you know, I would say probably should be aware of is that because everything is cloud based, that also means anything related to the internet and IP addresses is going to be a factor.
Mhm.
You already got video games that you can play with other people online.
Mhm.
So you need that speed to be quicker and quicker. Uh,
Right.
you know, for your video game to be smoother. As an example, in video games, is a big deal. That's a big
Mhm.
dollar entertainment piece that they're not going to start just ignoring out the blue.
Right.
It's a lot going on. But this is Alphabet, Google. What I have here, I have a couple different ways this can be charted, but the way I did this is you can do leg in, tune the base, and the leg out right here for the seller zone. Or you can bring this up a little bit and use this one as a smaller leg in, base, leg out. Either one of them is fine. Um, the only thing that changes is the amount of today's candle that has taken up this space. That's really the only difference between the two. So if we did it that way, we will have this candle would have taken up less of this space up here, but it is sitting up here in a seller zone. So that's why I make these dotted lines right here to just signify it's in a zone, not auto zone, by the way. So you got these two up here. It looks like it's trying to push up. So we can take a look at Google's options chain. And I would imagine somebody's trying to get in. So there's a couple different ways we can look at this. Because of where this is sitting right now, it is kind of pinned right at a seller zone. But because this right here is a gap and the buyers have started pushing this up, I would feel comfortable looking at the PCS side first. Um, Even though at the top on this CCS side, the premiums might be a little bit higher because it seems to be pushing up that way. But I would at least look for the PCS where it might be a little safer for Jamie Irvin's pocketbooks. Okay. All right. So I got
You got pocketbooks? Is there
yeah,
something you're not telling me?
a pocketbook. I ain't got a purse. I got a pocketbook.
A pocketbook, that's different. Definitely different.
So we 89% out the money. I'm okay with 78% just because it's closer to 80%. So you'll be looking at 35 cents. It's $35 on a 2.5 spread, which is $250. Well over 10% collateral. So I'll be looking to start there. And I'll just be watching this, but we can always be nosy and see I see at 86% out the money. That's 187.5, 190. And that I will put I'll probably just add a couple dollars to this to make it 10%. And yeah, 86% is up here. That's pretty good out the money for Friday, right? Don't have a problem with that. I'll just do those two. See what ends up happening. So for our put credit spread, we end up with 37 cents. So more than 10%. And I'll be rocking with it from that standpoint. Yeah, so I don't know what anybody had in particular for their strikes, but 177.5, 175 is what I have for the PCS for Google. Okay, for Google. All right. SPX. Switch around to SPX. Anybody got any questions on the Google? So SPX has decided to break out. Lady T said she had the same strikes. Awesome. So this is the 15-minute candle right here that was marked for SPX. We're on the 15-minute chart. This is the first candle, and it has decided to break out, and it looks like it is hitting this first Mancini number at 58.46. So that would be something to watch for those who are doing the PDT. Now, Arlissa, would this be the time to try to get in since this is pushed up 2 candles? Or would you?
Yeah, but now it's getting ready to run into, look like it's getting ready to run into some resistance.
I know,
So
right?
you'd want to see it past that resistance level, that turnaround
Right
place. You'd want to see how it, yeah, right in there. You want to make sure that it gets past there.
here. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. See how it reject. It looks like it's trying to reject. See how that wick is on that current candle? Looks
Who's
like
a
it's
master?
trying to reject. So you
No,
want to see what it does here, huh?
no. I said you right. You are right.
Yeah, you want to make sure.
Russell 2000 that just went right through its gap that it had on the 15-minute chart. Same deal. Here's the 15-minute. Come on. There you go. It's that 15-minute, and it is already moved on up like the Jeffersons. See, here is where George and Wheezy are. Up here. At the top. All right. So this is what it's looking for. The next.
If I was the when it passed through, go scroll back to the left to the right some. When it passed through that big zone that you right there where you have the pink circle, I don't know if it's pink on your screen, but let's pink here. When it got through that pink zone, that would have been a good entry. It might have been a better time to enter with, going up. So that might have been a good time to do your put credit spread and then put on your other side because it had gone through that area that might have been a good entry too.
The
You see what I
orange
mean? Mhm.
is the 4 minute is the 4 hour chart on here. So that's the
Mhm.
area that it was breaking through on that side. And I'm just putting some context into some of these turning points. Do that. See See what happens next. So it's like it's still trying to push through. I do see right here. So this green line is the 15-minute daily parity line, which should be a strong. It has broken through that one already. And it looks like Arlissa is saying, so when would be the next time you'd be looking to get in this situation then, Arlissa, for the PDT hack?
Is you're on the rut now. So looks like all of that over here is to the left is momentum. So if it's at the green line, once it passes through comfortably that green line, I might go with that then because it just has to get through the areas of resistance. I can't see that that's a wick or just a green candle that's already through it. But
Here?
is that that next candle? Is that a wick or that a just? Oh, there we go. It's a full candle. I can see it now. Yeah, that might have been a good time because once it got through that zone and it, you know, two things. You could either watch it go through the zone and then enter there, or you can watch it go through the zone and then pull back and test it again, then enter. So breakthrough, retest, and then on the retest of the zone, that could be your entry because the retest of the zone may bring it back down. So um, either you can generally, if you watch it, if you do it on the first breakout, then you need to be prepared for it to keep going or not. But if you watch it go up and then retest it and still go up again, then you'll it's truly a breakout.
And just be aware, sometimes it does not come back to retest.
Sometimes it doesn't come back to retest. This is true. This is true. So if you're watching for retest, you definitely want to check, go to smaller time frames because it might not retest or what looks like it on the 15, but it might retest on the 2 or 3 or 5. It might retest on a smaller time frame.
Yep. So we got Google looked at. Was there any more tickers in there? I didn't see anything else.
I didn't see anything else either.
All right. Well, I will hand it over to you.
You can take us out because I don't have the screen up. I don't have a way to get to the screen.
What?
Okay.
How is that possible? E2T
Well,
declaration. By faith, I'm a successful trader. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I made smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. Money likes me because money is comfortable around me. It is drawn to me. It's funny how I can see certain words in Spanish now, but not enough to formulate a sentence. E2T daily prayer.
look at you.
Lord, give us wisdom and knowledge for our trades
Look at
today.
you, Espanol.
Help us to make smart and lucrative decisions for our portfolio. Like all I can do is us and our and, and help.
Okay. Looks like Tanya's asking for Netflix.
To be intelligente. But
Ah, anyway,
I'm working on it. Duolingo get me together.
yes. Yeah, I don't know
Uh
what the word for is wisdom. I don't know what that word would be.
say it again.
The word for wisdom, that's a
Yeah,
word I'd like to know.
yeah. These jokers, man,
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, I got take doing this app. I got all kind of respect for Spanish speaking folks. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
it's a
Jesus.
lot. Well, it's so no, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, it's, I would say it's no different than English because English has its all of its little nuances, but these other languages do too.
Right, but I'm saying like with Spanish, it's like well in English we'll say red table, but
Hmm.
you gotta say table red.
Table red, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm. Yeah.
it's like stuff like that where you gotta wait for the color of the table.
Hmm.
I ain't got that kind
Hmm.
of patience. Man. Ain't got that kind of
Oh
patience.
goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a seller zone right here. Leg in, two in the base, leg out. It is in the seller zone currently. Netflix is up in this area. And this was the buyer zone, leg in base, tune the base, and this pushed up buyer's gap right here. So it has some space to fill. I feel like I was in a Netflix trade, but I do see a formation for the chart formation. Looks like something is happening too. If we were to take out this gap,
I thought
and
you were in a Netflix trade. I think I saw you put it in the in our Telegram.
yeah, trying to remember
Yep.
if I did it live too.
I think it was live because I remember commenting on it. It might have been yesterday.
So this is what I'm seeing with this. The highs are getting lower, the lows are getting higher, and this is a south to north run up. So symmetrical triangle is what that looks like to me, right? North to south or south to north. Lows are higher, highs are lower. So it wouldn't surprise me if this pops out and keeps rolling up, right? In that instance, though, in the meantime, this is pushing down. Look at these sellers up here. I would be okay with a looking at a call credit spread first, but there's no reason why this couldn't be looked at as an iron condor opportunity, in my opinion, because we have this gap right here, the buffer. Long as got a buffer. All right. Yeah, I did. It was on. Yeah, it was on here for expiration for this coming Friday. It was on this I think it's swim sim, and I must have put this in and it didn't accept is what it was. Yep, that's what it was, right? Yeah, because this is still working. Market, is that right? This trade hasn't been accepted yet, right?
Doesn't look like it.
All right.
So the current price, what you're, oh, you canceled it. Okay, I would say what you were looking for was one thing and it didn't pick up. So now that you've charted it again, Mama Net said it looked like a flag to her or him. Probably Mama. Mama Net's probably a girl. Um, you can reset it for, today's information.
Mm-hmm. This is a 5 spread, and Netflix is a 5 spread all the time.
Netflix is what, $800? It's pretty expensive.
No, because I'm used to seeing the 2.5 spread on it. So maybe
I think the lower part. I think the closer to the the put credit spread side it was 2.5.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I like the numbers to be even, but that's not mandatory. Or shall I say, I like for them to be the same on both sides, but that's not necessarily mandatory.
Well, you do two. If you got a 2.5 spread, you do two. 5 spread, you just do one. That makes it even.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same
Mhm.
one. Basically.
Mhm.
I looked at I did 742, 737, 742 is wrong here. 737. So I put one in here. And then I did the PCS above it, 770, which puts us up here, which is above this space up here. So that's what I did for Netflix. All right. And since we still got y'all on the phone, let's go see what SPX did. Look at SPX. Pushed his way past,
Yeah,
man.
but it hasn't not yet. It's right there at that resistance. So you still got to see what it's going to do there.
this is coming up on a rough side of the mountain. So
Exactly. So you need to see what does it decide it's gonna push over the mountain or is it gonna turn back and say, "Mm-mm, I'm good."
and this is it trying to brush past the daily amount. So we still
Yeah.
got something to do in terms of whether you want to get in or not. And thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Truly appreciate it. You all have a great day. Stay green. Get this money. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will talk to you all later.
All right. Goodbye. Buen dia. Bye, everyone. Bye, Jamie.
Have a good one.